Right, so you have hundreds of beautiful jelly prints. What are you going to do with them? Well, today I'm going to make a beautiful abstract mixed media collage painting on canvas using some of my fabulous jelly prints that I've been making recently. So excited, it's going to be fast and furious. So make sure you buckle up your seatbelt and hang on for the ride. Welcome to the studio. It's Froyle here. I'm so glad you joined me. Week 9, 100 days of collage. Okay, so here are my fabulous prints that I've been doing recently. This one was this week in Patreon. I loved it. I had such a great time creating with the Posca pens on the gel plate and some ink blot mark making. There's my yarn prints. Man, they were so much fun. This is one of my glorious tissues from my wet strength tissue demo that I did last week. This one is not the one I filmed because the one I filmed I've already chopped up and it's going into the inspiration packs. So much fun. This one I emptied out a bottle of golden iridescent bronze fine onto the wet strength tissue. I emptied the bottom of the bottle. It makes me so happy, and I love using this for going around the corners of your canvas because it's easy to use, it's easy to adhere, and when you add color to the sides of your canvas, it just looks so much more professional. Right, so the canvas that I had is sitting around in my studio. I'm going to use it. It is 24 inches, 61 centimeters by 18 inches or 45 centimeters. So that's going to take the full view of this video. But I'll make sure you're able to see what I'm doing because we're going to have so much fun. I'm going to start by putting my fabulous bronze paper around the sides because it does look really, really good. It's easy to do and it's a great way to start. It gets you moving. It gets you thinking about what you're going to be creating. It gets the juices flowing and it's a great way to start. So I'm going to put the beautiful bronze iridescent fine around all of the sides with my matte medium so that it covers the area like that, about that much on the front, because then I'm putting the jelly prints on the front here, so I don't need to cover all that. I just want the sides covered, because then if I want to add different colors around the sides, that's fine. And if I don't want to wrap the jelly prints around the sides, I know that the sides are already done. So I'm going to zoom on and do that because you don't want to watch it. It's boring. But it's a really important part of your painting. Right, so all the sides are done. They look beautiful, and my golden iridescent bronze fine tissue, yay, they're looking glamorous. They all look finished and beautiful and perfect. Now we can focus on our actual painting on the front. So with all of your jelly prints, hundreds of them, I can imagine if you're anything like me, how are you going to decide which ones to use? Well, you might have some favorites from recent printing, or you might have some favorites from experiments that you've been working on, or perhaps color tone is inspiring you, or there might be a prompt. So this is week 9 of 100 days of collage, and our prompt or theme this week is numbers. So I want to show you my beautiful new stamps, foam stamps with PM Artist Studio that is launching right now. Ta-da-ta-da! For numbers week. And this is how they look. They're absolutely glorious. I love to print with the iridescent bronze fine onto white tissue because then you can rip the shapes out and put them in your collage as features or focal points. So I did quite a few on white tissue. I also love to print the shapes onto black tissue because that's just stunning. I mean, hello, look at that. That is just glorious and beautiful. And the collection of the number stamps, which is called a secret code, hello, you can fill the whole page up with the glorious stamps, and it makes an incredible background or texture or pattern for your collage or your art journal or your crafting or whatever it is you're working on. It works really well. I was testing them. Yes, I did get a little carried away in my testing. After I put the stamps on this piece of tissue, I then covered it with the spray inks. Yeah, of course I did, because I like to experiment. This one here is on cardstock, and look how fabulous the print looks. Don't worry if you put it upside down like I did. I was stamping in a bit of a frenzy because it's just so easy. I love using paint when I'm stamping with my foam stamps because I like paint, but you can use them with the inks. I've got one little stays on inks pad and it works really well. Yes, I did try that, but I do have more fun paint because I like to slap paint everywhere. This one I put right on top of one of my gel prints that I'd been playing with, and look how great the fabulous stamps look as a background or a texture or a pattern right over the top of a jelly print. It works really well. They work fantastic on top or underneath. I'm so excited. I love having my brand new stamps, and I love it for Numbers Week. They came in perfect timing. Thanks, Mariah. You're the best. So you will find these on the PM Artist Studio website. Have a look there. I'm telling you, I'm loving them. They're awesome. So I'm definitely going to use some of these fabulous numbers papers. That's going to be glorious. And I think I'm going to start by putting down my favorite jelly print, which is this one, and some of my yarn designs. I'm loving this. Look at the colors and the shapes. They look fabulous. Now, don't put your favorite gel prints down first because you're probably going to cover it up. Good collage is multiple layers. You want to put lots and lots of layers on your collage, even on a collage painting like this one, because it gives it more interest. It has more history. So don't put your most precious pieces on first because they are bound to get covered up. I do love these, but it'll be okay if they get covered up because I know I've got other papers that I want to put on as well. I think I'll put this one on because the color really matches. I'll put that one on there, and I think I'll put some of this one on here, and I'll probably put this one on here. And that, hello, already 3 prints and we're covered the canvas. Maybe I should have got an even bigger one. Not to worry, it's going to be fun. I might put some of this yarn print down here. All right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put these 4 prints on the canvas, which covers up the background. And then we're going to think about what we want for the next layer and for some texture. And I might have another little play with my glorious new stamps because it really is a whole lot of fun. Right, so I've got all the background pieces down and they're looking absolutely beautiful. Although I do have a bit of a gap there. So what's with my gap? Now, every layer of your collage painting that you put on, you want to get smaller and smaller with your pieces. So these are full sheets, full jelly print sheets on the background, and then as we add more and more of our collage and more prints, you want to make them smaller and smaller. Obviously you don't want to cover up everything, but also because the variety of shape makes it look more interesting on your collage. And then you'll get down to finer details and your focal point. Now I'm liking this piece because the color is working. I didn't put it on straight because I wanted my circles to line up straighter. Then I wanted the paper to be straight, so that's okay. But the color is working well, and that's what really matters. Right, so what are we going to do next? Just chasing out the air bubbles, getting it down nice and flat. I can't scrape too hard because a lot of these papers are a little sensitive. They have been painted quite a bit, or they could be on tissue. a lot of ordinary tissue before I bought my absolutely wonderful wet strength tissue. So what do we want to add next? I'd like to add some of my numbers down here so that it mirrors that texture over there. So I'm figuring some of my piece on white tissue in the beautiful bronze would look really good. And because the tissue goes quite transparent, so you'll still be able to see the fabulous pattern and texture underneath. As that dries, you'll be able to see more of that glorious texture. Oh, love that bronze. I think that's a mix of the bronze and the copper. I was kind of printing with both in a little bit of a frenzy. Yes, I know, you find that hard to believe. Do I want some more? Oh man, you know that I do. Maybe I'll put some, yeah, okay. I'm gonna put some down here as well. Just a little bit along the bottom here. I'm liking that idea. Oops, it's upside down. Does it matter? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think anyone's really going to be looking that close. The texture is what I love about it, and the pattern. Yay, that's going to look great when it dries. And while I was printing this fabulous print underneath here, I was using these masks from Piamata's studio. I put them on the plate, pulled the print, and when I pulled the masks off, I'm like, oh man, look how beautiful that is. That's just amazing. They're on Yupo paper, so why can't I use them as collage elements? There's no reason. Look at the color and the texture of them from printing with them, creating the prints. Oh man, I had so much fun. And then I went a bit crazy and I'm like, I want to use those. So I'm going to. We're going to use them as focal points. Where are we going to put them? I don't know, man. I'm thinking maybe somewhere up here. We need something behind them, but they're too beautiful to not use as elements in collage because you can't reproduce that. I want to be able to reproduce that in a pink fit. They just turned out like little abstract paintings, and it was just from pulling the print. So I've just got to decide where I want them, but I definitely want them. Do I want 3 or do I want 4? There's the question. Maybe I just want 3. I'll have to think about that now. But I'm definitely using them because they're really beautiful. And I think I'll go and have a look in my scrap bag for some. We need some textured paper, maybe something fibrous, maybe some of the Agura lace or something to put behind them to really highlight them. So I'm going to go and have a rummage in my scrap bag. And we need something for here. Maybe a piece of this one. I know it's dramatic. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the drama today, but the colors would work. Or that one. Do we want the bronze circles or do we want the white circles? The white circles kind of match those white circles. Yeah, they do, don't they? Righto, so we might put a bit of this over here. I just need to tear a piece. And I don't want it to be stiff. I know we're not being stiff and serious today. We're being fast and furious. So that's going to go on here somewhere, I'm thinking. And that kind of connects with those 3 there. That goes across there. Loving that. I'm just going to rip that edge off. And I think I'll make it a bit smaller because I don't want to lose too much of my yarn print. It's beautiful. And I'm going to find something textural to put behind my beautiful focal points. Yay, aren't they? Aren't they just glorious? I love them. Well, I didn't find as much Agura lace as I really wanted to. Oh man, my supplies are running low. I hate that. I don't like running out of stuff. Anyway, I decided I'm going to put some of my black, beautiful secret code paper in this spot, and then we'll work it up from there, and we'll decide, oh man, how much I can find, or if I need to find something else. But this is rather stunning. I'm going for the dramatic impact. Oh, look how good that black is with the beautiful bronze/copper, because I was kind of stamping with both of the colors. So my stamps had a little bit of each color on it. And I'm loving that. That is just fabulous. Now, I'm going to put my biggest, beautiful moon shape. I think it looks like a moon, seriously, there. And I'm going to put my only big piece of Agura lace under it like that. All right, there. Can you just put your finger on it for me? Where does it got to go? About there. Okay. About there it is. You see how much I measured it? Yeah, I probably will regret not measuring it, but there you go. It's down now. We can move it because it is matte medium, so, you know, it moves pretty easily. Got matte medium on my fabulous shape. My beautiful mask, that's now an incredibly exquisite collage element. And I think we're putting it there on the Agura lace. Yay, that is going to look fabulous. I love having this repeat of my pattern with the secret code numbers in black there and then there. And then down here as well. I like that repetitive quality of the elements. It makes for a good cohesive composition. And it's working really well. Now we want the other little pieces. I think I want to use this one. I like the donut shape. Maybe down here. What do you think? What do you think? Hey, that looks nice with that running through it. Yeah, it does. I like the bronze coming through the middle there. Okay, we're doing it. There. And this one or this one. They're both pretty special. Maybe that one. It's got a tiny bit more black on it. That's the marks there from the Posca pen printing. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Now, I'm thinking over here, but we need some of the Agura lace or something behind it. I've got some little pieces, but they're a bit meh. They're a bit meh. There's just not enough of it. Maybe one of these black handmade roses could work. What about if we put it underneath? And if we put that, oh yeah, that's going to work. Yes, winning. That's going to definitely work. Right in the middle of the circly bits. That was from my printing on Patreon this week. Oh, so much fun. Yeah, okay, I'm going to glue that down. And that's definitely going there with the bronze coming through the middle. You know, I don't know that I really want to be adding too much more to it. Maybe have to fix a few pieces where I tore some holes. I know. I was pushing it down and it tore. Oh, man, don't let that worry you. It happens all the time. So I'll put those down and then I think I'll let it dry because it's very, very wet with the matte medium. This is how you poke holes in it. You poke it. You try and get the air bubbles out and then it pokes holes. So leave it alone. Stop poking at it. I'm going to let it dry. Stick those down, let it dry, and then we'll decide if it needs anything else. Okay. Now, I know I said I was going to wait for it to dry, but you should know me by now. I can't wait. I was thinking with our last little beautiful piece of collage element, maybe we could put it up the top there. What do you think? What do you think about that idea of putting it up there? Because then it's like, yeah, then we have 5 circular shapes. Because we like odd numbers. We like 3 or like 1 or we like 5. But, you know, I'm thinking it could look good up there. It gives some interest to this corner. Even though I do like my yarn print, I'm thinking the last one really could go there. You know what we could do? What if I put some of my, ooh, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. What about if I put some of my secret code on top of the circle? Ooh, yeah, baby. I mean, we could even stamp it on, but that's a bit risky because it could go everywhere, knowing me. At least if I put this on, I might get it up the right way. Well, doesn't guarantee anything, but there's more of a chance it might be the right way. I like that idea, but not so much because, you know, we don't want to take too much of the beautiful circle. We love that circle. So what about if we just trimmed a little bit more off it? Oh, what about if it ran off the circle? Okay. What about if it went like, yeah, okay. Winner. There's an idea right there. And you saw it happen live. Let's put that there. Let's run the beautiful secret code off the edge like that. Loving that. And yes, now I'll wait for it to dry. Okay, well, I'm pretty happy with how my beautiful collage painting has dried. I put a little bit of bronze shimmer on this section here and over here because, yes, I wanted a little bit of bling. I also added some more of my fabulous secret code numbers in the black, coming down here, a little bit more of the white, and I'm just loving how that looks. I love the way the pattern is continuous all over the painting. It creates a uniformity and makes the composition more cohesive. I really like the way the numbers are sitting on top of the collage on this side, and then over here you see the numbers underneath the collage. That gives it a lot of interest. Very happy where my beautiful collage elements are sitting. I just think that I want a few more of the numbers here, and I think I'll stamp them on instead of putting the paper on because I really want to see that beautiful background color. I'm really loving this jelly print and I think that'd be a good idea. So I'm just going to add one of my beautiful stamps here in the golden iridescent bronze fine. Okay, I'll see if I can get it up the right way. That's always really helpful. Ta-da, ta-da! Yes, it looks fabulous. I love it. I wanted to have the numbers coming closer to the edge so your eye is drawn in and it goes around the painting and you see all of the beautiful elements of the fabulous pattern and texture of the numbers. I'm just loving these stamps. They're working so well. That looks glorious there. It's also really interesting to have the bronze on the white, on the black, and just to have that variety on this different colored jelly print here, yet they're all the same pattern. I'm just loving it. Okay, well, I'm really happy with this collage. There's nothing I want to add more to it or change, and I think I'm going to let it dry and then I'm going to give it a varnish. Now, sometimes I varnish my paintings and sometimes I don't. If they're really textured with a lot of textured collage papers, I often don't varnish them, or I'll varnish them in a satin or a low sheen or even a matte. But today I'm feeling the need for the shine. I want it to be luxurious and shiny. So I'm thinking I'm going to give it a full gloss varnish. You know, what does it matter? It can only not work. I like to use a brush-on varnish, especially with textured papers, because it gets into all the little nooks and crannies a lot better than spraying it. That's what I think. It's personal preference. And what you need to do before you varnish your painting is make sure you sign it. Now, I don't think that there's any real hard and fast rules for signing your artwork. It definitely comes down to personal preference, but I've always put my signature at the bottom right-hand corner. I think it's probably because that's more traditional to do so, and you know, we've got to have some traditions. Usually that's where you'll find my signature on my paintings. It does change depending on each artwork. Now, for me, my original paintings are that they're individual original artworks. Each one is unique, so I'll decide on the varnishing or where to sign it or how I'm going to finish it depending on each particular piece. I don't have hard and fast rules that blanket everything I do. I take each individual artwork and I think what's going to benefit this piece the best. So for this one, I'm going to give it a high gloss varnish. I've signed it there because there's a really good spot for it. If the artworks are smaller, I usually sign them on the side. And I try and sign them in a colour that's going to work well for the overall piece. I always finish the sides of my paintings. That's a non-negotiable. I think it looks far more neater and complete and more professional. But again, it really does come back to personal preference. If you're interested and wanting to have a look at more of my original paintings, go to froyalart.com. I'm doing a revamp on my website and I've got quite a few of my beautiful original artworks on there. You may even find yourself a bargain because I've got some on sale. Right, so I'm going to let those two pieces dry and then I'm going to give it a nice varnish. Okay, so I left my collage overnight to dry. You have to make sure your collage is completely dry when you want to varnish it. So this is the varnish that I like to use. You don't have to use this brand. You don't even have to varnish, but this is the one I like to use if you want to know. Now, all of the links, well, not all of them. Some of the links of the art supplies will be in the description under the video. You'll definitely find where the stamps are found. Also, the wet strength tissue that I'm now obsessed with and pulling all my gel prints. And if you want to know where this stamp comes from, that's a Joggle stamp. That'll be in the description as well. These are the PM Artist masks that I used to pull the jelly print. So I'll also link this in there. Just have a little look in the description. You will find what you're looking for if you want to know. Right, so you want a soft brush, something that's clean and not stuck with a lot of paint. And then I like to put my varnish in a disposable plate and I like to brush it on. Now, the first coat can often get sticky or it can pull on your layers of paint or collage or any other mediums that you might have put on. So what you really want to do is just brush it one way and just put a layer on there to stop it from picking up or pulling anything. Once you get past the first coat, and yes, I always do 2, sometimes I do 3 for good measure. Once you get past the first coat, it really doesn't matter because it's not going to pick up any paint or pull after that. But because this collage has a lot of painted surfaces, it's got a lot of jelly prints and it's got my fabulous masks, I really felt I just wanted it to be nice and glossy. The glossy will bring out all of the colors, make them deeper and richer, and I'm just feeling it today, so that's what we're doing. Right, as easy as that, just straight across with one coat on your canvas. Be gentle, one direction, don't go backwards and forwards scrubbing at it because you'll pick up the paint and it'll get sticky and tacky and you won't get a nice smooth surface. And then once this layer is dry, yes, it must completely dry, then you can put a second layer, and the second layer just makes it look so much more smoother, more consistent, and I absolutely love it. Righto, I'm going to let that dry, then I'm going to do a second coat because basically you just do the same thing. You don't want to see me do that, but I will show you once it's all dry and beautiful and ready to hang on the wall. Yay! I'm loving it. I think it looks great. I love the depth of it. You can see the multiple layers in the jelly prints. In fact, the way I've put the collage, you can't really even tell that it is a jelly print. I could have painted that straight onto the canvas. You don't even know, right? No. It's a lot of fun. I'm really loving it today. And I hope you're enjoying the process. So my beautiful mixed media collage painting is all dry. I'm so happy I chose the high gloss varnish because it looks just stunning. It brings out all of the colors and all the depth, and you can see the different layers. I'm loving my bronze numbers. They look fabulous, both on the white and on the black. They look glorious. The masks came up beautiful, all shiny and glossy, and I'm just loving all the layering of the jelly prints. The colors really came together and I'm just so happy with this piece. I think it would look really nice in my mum's room. These colors would work well with a previous collage that I did, but don't tell her. or she'll come in and she'll pinch it and then it'll be gone, disappeared out of my studio and on her wall. So what do you think about my beautiful painting? Thanks for joining me today. I love this collage. It was so much fun. Now don't forget, I put a playlist together so you can find all of the episodes to 100 Days of Collage, and in the description under the video you'll find links and discount codes. So have a look there. So if you want to hang out in the flesh, answer my questions, come and join me on Patreon. We have live in the studio on Fridays at 10 a.m. We hang out, we talk, we make art. You can ask questions. We can actually talk face to face. It's a whole lot of fun. You'll find the details in the links in the description under the video. And I really hope you join me there.